Hi, I'm Julie with Heal to Change, and I'm going to talk about my story and how I got through my addictions, my chronic fatigue, my anxiety, and depression. So it has been over a year since I've been depressed. I haven't had anxiety for a year, chronic fatigue in over a year. I haven't done drugs in 3 years, and alcohol has been about over a year and a half. So when I was going through all this, and I talk to your pain. I was asking my addiction, what is going on? I was asking my depression, what is going on? Why are you feeling so sad? Why do you not want to live life? And what came back to me, now at the time when this happened, my son's dad had died. Right before his third birthday, and I had my best friend stopped talking to me. We just had our differences, and after 35 years, she decided she wanted to move on and have nothing to do with me. It was very painful, but it was a pattern and a trigger from when my dad died when I was 3, and my mom wasn't there for me. And if I'm saying this because if you can look at your patterns, there's a pattern and you'll get triggered and keep reliving your patterns. So the pattern is the first 7 years and it'll keep repeating itself until you heal or acknowledge it and make changes. So I knew about my dad dying, and I knew it was kind of weird that my son's dad died at the same age, but I couldn't figure out why I was going through this addiction my whole life and this sadness. And so, in order to get rid of the sadness, I went back and did inner child work, which I do one on one. If you're looking for inner child work, if you want to heal your depression. But I had to go back to the inner child and ask her. As I was asking the depression, it took me back to her, and the depression was her. So when I talk about talk to your pain, when your pain answers your questions, you want to ask, what age were you created? Because I knew my depression was created when I was 3 years old. So when I went back to the inner child and asked her, why are you so sad? Although I was 50 years old at the time, she's still playing as if my dad just died yesterday. I mean, this is at the time. And she was still living that past life, which was keeping me from living. So I had to go in and show her, share with her that she doesn't need to be depressed anymore. And I gave her like new ways of looking at life, that you did enjoy life, you did have fun. You just keep going back to your dad's not here and you don't have your best friend anymore. Does that make sense? So, in order to get rid of the depression, you have to understand, at what age were you depressed? When did it start? And you keep getting triggered, and that's why you keep going back to it. And this could be why you suppress it with alcohol. It's too painful, or drugs, or whatever your addiction is. Even chronic fatigue, there's something that's triggering you, keeping you in the past. And so I help people all day long trying to help them get out of that past. You have to create a new story. You can't change the belief, but you can show them how they can live life, and they don't have to keep thinking about how horrible that one moment was in their life. Because there are so many moments, I hope, that you had after whatever was going on with you. For some people, I know, I've worked with them where their parents fought all the time, and maybe they yelled at the children all the time. So there's a different way of looking at that. But again, that's in the past. You need to look at sharing, creating a new life for that child, showing them that nobody's yelling at you anymore. Nobody's hurting you, and it's in the past. Does that make sense? Let me know.